In Season 4, Episode 4 of Rick and Morty, Jerry hangs out with a talking cat, and Rick becomes soul bonded with a dragon.
Dragon!
Chill out.
Shame!
But on a deeper level, the episode was actually about fandoms,
I kinda just wanted to do some D&D stuff.
and it asks if there's a right way to love the things that we love. And you can read the whole thing as kind of a metaphor for Game of Thrones Season 8. This is Screen Crush. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Airy. The episode demonstrates how different fandoms label and divide themselves. In the past few years, we've seen various fandoms become increasingly split.
Problem here?
Yeah, that sure is, Spock. The Admiral here just called Han Solo a bitch.
The sharpest divide is among Star Wars fans, who are split between everything from The Last Jedi to the prequels to whether or not hundreds of fictional novels should be recognized as the real stories.
Don't tell me how to enjoy things.
Now for some, being a fan of something isn't enough. You have to be a real fan. You don't believe me? Read any YouTube comments. But not for too long, or this'll be you. This episode demonstrates discerning fans in different ways. There's Rick's ultimate cube.
It's purple.
You said it was purple!
I said mine was. I didn't know they all were.
And later, when Rick and Summer are watching Ass.
Are these two gonna hook up?
No, and only the lame fans want that.
But mostly, Rick tears down people who like dragons,
You know who's into dragons, Morty? Nerds that refuse to admit they're Christian.
I want my dragon!
even mocking the way dragon fans decorate their bedrooms.
I will take you down like the blacklight poster you are.
And he doesn't stop there. All through the episode, Rick is tearing down magic, and by extension, anyone who's a fan of fantasy stories.
I'm trying to pretend like magic involves skill or thought.
Even the dragons are divided by the different ways they enjoy themselves.
Because we can woolly mammoths! Get out!
Get the out of here, Michael.
Michael, you're the only one that that thing. Get the out of here.
But then, Rick and the dragon bond when they realize that they are part of the same fandom and have similar interests.
Hey, why do you have Future's self-titled album on vinyl?
Look closer.
He signed it in Molly and Percocet? I could spend all night down here.
But when you become a hardcore fan of something, there's always a danger of consuming too much of it. Then you turn into an obsessed purist who insists upon the things you love.
Isn't it true you knew this was a bad movie? That you wrote it over a weekend but kept telling people it was done for years?
Objection, Your Honor. The pod race was pretty cool.
For these fans, every question must be answered and everything has to exist for a reason. Like when Sam found the Horn of Winter. Why would you put that in the show if it's not going to be referenced, Dan and Dave? Like for instance, you might watch Game of Thrones and ask questions about dragons. Are they male and female, or are they hermaphrodites? Where do they nest? Are there more of them? If they're smart, is there dragon culture? Why are the Targaryens allowed to ride the dragons? Whereas Morty enjoys the simple surface benefits of a dragon.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, this is so cool!
But he tries to draw a distinct boundary between enjoyment and ownership.
Await your next command.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Nobody's commanding anybody! I love soaring through the sky with you! As equals!
It's hard not to think of Game of Thrones here specifically.
What do you want to do?
I want to enter my lair and sleep upon my hoard until the age of man expires.
The dragon wants to be finished and move on, like the cast and crew of Game of Thrones. But the fan, Morty, wants more. What they get is a compromise that doesn't really satisfy anyone.
Okay. Split the diff?
The show also points out that drawing something out doesn't make it better when the wizard uses an ice spell to protect himself from the dragon.
Spell! Ah, man! That just made it last longer! Ah, it burns longer! Ah, I could have died fast!
Now speaking of satisfying people, the more we learn about dragons, the less we wish we knew.
Also, I told you not to get a dragon, Morty. This is your fault. You. Worst adventure ever.
In fact, dragon culture forces the humans to experience an uncomfortable sexual situation.
Maybe don't tell your parents we did this.
And Morty regrets indulging his dragon fandom.
I'm kind of grossed out with the sexual nature of how everything unfolded. I didn't know how sexual dragons were.
Bothramar even gives Rick a meta warning about the dangers of an overenthusiastic fandom.
Your lessers will hunt you down, and you will be owned or slain.
Now it's clear that Rick is so smart he knows he's in a sitcom.
And that's the end of the Morty Gets a Dragon episode.
Are you?
So the dragon, and by extension the writers, are warning him about fans overanalyzing the show. breaking him down into a commodity that everyone can understand. He won't become a person, but a thing for us to buy and sell, and intellectually dissect on YouTube for a little bit of money. The B storyline of Jerry and the Talking Cat extols the virtues of not asking too many questions and just enjoying yourself.
The cat subplot was an attempt to just have fun.
The cat wants to escape to Florida, where people are too busy enjoying themselves to ask deeper questions, like, why is this cat talking?
They don't ask questions. They play volleyball, they party, and they have fun.
Or how did the dragon know to melt the Iron Throne? For the cat, he wants to avoid questions about his horrific past. But you can also apply this to fandom. Star Wars fans think they want to know what Obi-Wan was doing between the trilogies, but maybe the answer is just really boring and he was only meditating the whole time. Rick and Morty is saying,
maybe it's time you stopped asking questions and started having fun.
When Jerry and the cat do let go, they reach a state of nirvana, encapsulated by the set and Spike in the volleyball game.
I've got to tell you something, Jerry. This is the happiest I've ever been in my entire life.
Summer and Rick also get to experience this live-in-the-moment joy in the fantasy realm.
Can I be like a sexy arrow shooty lady?
Yeah, whatever. There's no rules. I don't care.
Because they don't take this fandom seriously, they're able to enjoy it for what it is. Mindless fun and violence.
Watch this.
Oh, yeah. Don't even look. Don't even bother looking. Let magic guide your arrow.
They have a blast, while Morty literally plays things by the book and ends up miserable.
Morty, how's that book working out for you? You dip dumbass.
Now this all comes apart for the cat when he overanalyzes a string of those stupid sexual position jokes.
Are these real sex positions? And if the goal is to make something up, why not make up something funnier? I'm asking too many questions, aren't I?
Just like Morty learned too much about a dragon's sex life.
Hold on, there's gotta be something else in here. There's gotta be another way. Just give me a second. I haven't read all this yet.
The benefits of ambiguity are even foreshadowed by the Taylor Swift gift that Rick sent Morty earlier in the episode.
Maybe I'll send like a popular animated GIF that could be interpreted in almost any way.
But Rick can't ignore his intellectual curiosity about the cat's origin story. I mean, after all, he argues that you can enjoy something while also scrutinizing it.
The point of a talking cat is to have fun.
I find the insinuation that I can't ask questions and have fun condescending.
He places the cat inside a box. Now, this is referencing Erdon Schrödinger's thought experiment about a cat in a box. He said that if a cat was in a sealed box, then we can't know if it's alive or dead. So it's both alive and dead at the same time, theoretically. In the same way, in the moments before we learn the cat's story, it's boring, it's horrific, it's funny, it's all things at once.
I'm from outer space. Happy? No. Exactly, because no answer would be satisfying.
It could also be a reference to J.J. Abrams' famous TED Talk where he talked about the mystery box. Basically, he argues that the story is far more interesting before you reveal all the details.
I find myself drawn to infinite possibility and that sense of potential, and I realize that mystery is the catalyst for imagination.
After Rick and Jerry learn the truth, it breaks them. Rick decides that Jerry is better off not knowing and keeping the mystery box intact. And maybe we've all felt that way about something we love after it disappointed us, be it Game of Thrones last season, The Last Jedi, or when Yoda did this. I mean, really, the lesson of the episode is there's no right way to enjoy things. It's all down to the individual. But they are saying there's a danger of overanalyzing something so much that you derive no pleasure from it. Then, watching TV and movies becomes more like work and less like fun. Believe me, I know.
Boo, not cool.
If it's your first time here, please subscribe, ring the bell, do all the stuff. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy.